Okay, everybody, I'm at my work garden. It is about 1 p.m. I've probably put in about 4 hours of work and I'm done. Sorry, people try not to talk in front of my coworkers. It's weird. But anyway, just wanted to show you what I've gotten done so far. So I did get some mulch delivered from Chip Drop. Finally, I had requested some back in April and I never heard anything. Finally, June, I just canceled it and my boss was going to get the lawn company to mulch, and I wanted them to do it. So first of all, the lawn company was supposed to remove the sod in this whole area. They did not have the proper machine to do that. All they really did was push the grass around and tear up the ground somewhat, but most of the roots were still intact. So now I have all this grass growing back in addition to weeds and everything that was on the surface of the soil that wasn't removed. So first of all, that was setting me back, but now I do have mulch delivered and I'm going to try to suppress a lot of this by, just putting down all the mulch. All right, sorry, coworkers keep coming up and talking to me. Anyway, so I'm just going to kind of stand here and tell you. So a lot of stuff in here is, I have some bee balm. That's going to be a pink or a red variety, pinkish red. I have some yarrow that I planted. I have some phlox that I planted. There's hydrangeas. There's some Joe Pye weed. Over here is another native plant that's blue vervain. I have some white milkweed there. I have some tall native grass. This is from my bog garden at home, so it looks terrible because it was transplanted, but if that survives, then next year that will be adding. I have more I want to bring and add to this area because this is like a wet sinkhole area. So I'm trying to put things that like that wet soil in this area. I don't know if I mentioned it, white milkweed. I tried transplanting some of my milkweed from the other house, but milkweed with a long taproot already does not transplant well. And that one already had a long taproot, whereas those were in nursery pots, so they weren't too long yet. Anyway, some of my shrubs have not done that well, but even though they look really terrible and have lost almost all their leaves, look, that's new. So I do think it'll make it. That's a little rose bush I just planted, some more phlox. I've got some hosta, not too many yet. I've got 3 hosta back here, but I've got a whole bunch more that I'm going to be bringing. So my concept is, along these windows right here, I want to plant low growing things. I've got some Bergenia. I've got some hellebores down there. This is a leucotho plant that'll stay about 2 feet tall probably and get about 4 feet wide, but it's a shade plant. Here's another little baby hosta, another one here. Anyway, I want to keep this area in front of these windows with low growing plants. It'll be like ferns and other things because this is all in the shade. But also, so when people are looking out, they have something interesting to look at that's right there at the lower part. And then we're going to also have some taller things like hydrangea shrubs and stuff like that. I've got a blue muffin viburnum. I also have 2 of the Chicago luster, I think is what they're called. Those are supposed to be the ones that will cross-pollinate with the blue muffin viburnum. So this is what I have so far. Not too far. Oh, over there in the distance, there's kind of a little hill mound. I have some bearded iris planted all along the front of that. Most of the tall plants you see are actually just weeds that I'll pull. I did also plant some sumac that I got from a lady off of Facebook because I figure I don't have to worry about sumac spreading out here. So this would be a fun place to grow it. And I have some black-eyed Susans and a couple of other native things. Some smooth blue aster, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just trying to add lots of native plants, and eventually this whole area that you see that's kind of see where the barrier is right there before you get to the real darker, thicker grass, that's the edge of the garden there. So it's quite big. There's going to be a path, about a 4-foot path that goes through, and connects around to the other side, because around that side is the smokers area and around this side is the non-smokers area. Alright, well, I know this isn't a real tour, and this probably isn't too interesting since the plants aren't looking very good yet, with the exception of a couple. I got a Bergenia blooming, and also some phlox, and one hosta. But eventually, this will be a beautiful garden that I can enjoy while I'm at work. And it's a memorial garden, so it's going to be a place for us to kind of honor and remember those employees that we've lost along the way. And I'm not sure if they're going to include helicopters that have gone down. I work for a helicopter company, and there's talk of possibly including like a plaque for our crews that we have lost in service trying to save lives and stuff like that. So anyway, there'll be lots more in this garden to come in years to come. That'll be much more interesting. But for right now, this is what I've got. Okay, talk to you guys later. Well, hey, gardening friends. This is the next day, so it's July 16th. I just wanted to show you we have some geese that regularly visit this garden. Well, I shouldn't say this garden, this lawn. So now that I am planting a garden here, I think they will also be visiting the garden. But yeah, they've been coming to this building ever since we've been here, and they just love to pick through our grass and get bugs and grass and whatever else they're eating. I'm not sure. I looked up online to see, do geese eat flowers and, you know, garden type plants? The answer is yes, they do. So I have a whole new pest to deal with now, which is a whole flock of geese. Oh my God, look at them go. They really are eating all of the grass and stuff. Crazy. I didn't know, I guess, what geese eat, but apparently they like grass. Some of my coworkers said the other day they were like being aggressive with people, but I'm just sitting here on a bench watching them, so hopefully they don't start flying at me or anything. I'm really hoping that they don't eat any of the plants that I actually care about. Like, I don't care if they go through and eat grass and bugs and whatnot, but this is quite a lot of geese. A little entertaining on my work break though, so that's fun. Look at that one is laying down eating. Look at this. They're just all relaxed, having a good time. Also, it rained a lot yesterday, so let me see if I can walk over here without the geese attacking me. But I want to show you guys my little boggy area. Alright, geese, you're alright. Keep a distance. It's fine. Oh, lots of them are laying down. How cute. Anyway, here is the little swampy area. This was more full earlier this morning when I got here because it rained overnight. But this is the area that I'm trying to add, like this long tall grass here that grows in my bog garden at home, and then, like I said, some milkweed and some blue vervain. I just planted that yesterday and it's looking better already, so that one transplanted, I think, successfully. I don't think that pink milkweed right there is gonna make it, so I'll replace that at some point, but for now we'll just have the white milkweed. But yeah, it's exciting. The work garden is starting to come along. Okay. Oh, geese said goodbye. I'll talk to you guys next time.